Wait, this side or this side? This side's more natural for me. Hello, my friends. Welcome back, my spooky, wonderful friends. I am so glad to see all of you again. This week, I am going to be starting on my Mary Sanderson cosplay. It has been a long time coming, collecting supplies. I started collecting supplies not long after I finished filming Winifred, but just between waiting for things to be on sale, really looking hard for things, I struggled. So I'm going to tackle each item involved in the cosplay in a different video, unlike how I've done it in the past where it's like the whole costume is one video and then maybe the hair and an accessory are separate videos. Where with this, I am going to do everything as separate videos because it's a lot. And so like 1 week I'll do the blouse, 1 week I'll do the corset, 1 week I'll do the skirt, 1 week I'll do the apron, and so on and so forth. That way it's a whole lot more manageable for me. So this week we're going to be tackling the skirts. I know I've talked about the fabric I'll pop it up here somewhere, my supply haul video. So Mary has 3 distinct skirts going on. Let's look at this picture. Okay, she's got this burgundy wine colored base. Then she's got this very tattered, aged houndstooth. And then you've got this homespun layer. It's a plaid in those rich autumnal colors, burgundies, olives, blues, deep rich colors. And while not all of my fabrics that I've harvested are identical, I'm clearly not going for 100% screen accurate on this cosplay because short of custom making the fabric like I did for Winnie, it would be impossible. And custom making a homespun would run about $30 or $40 a yard. So I've had to just sacrifice and know that my plaid isn't perfect. She's got this row in her plaid right here that kind of looks like a rickrack, but you can see in the rickrack that it changes color a little bit as it progresses through the different colors in the plaid. So that tells me it's part of the weave. It's not on top. So I don't want to add a ribbon layer or anything on top of my plaid. I just want to accept the fact that I'm not going to get 100% screen accuracy for this. I'm not using this cosplay to join a guild. I don't know, is there a Hocus Pocus guild? Let me know down below if there is one, because I would join. My Winifred cosplay, I would join. Personality-wise, I feel like Mary she's the middle sister. She kind of is a little derpy. She has a fun side. There's the scene when they're walking around the dance, and Winifred is actively looking for the kids, and Mary's like, do, bopping along to the music. She has that fun and spirited side, but she's also very down to earth. Of the 3 sisters, she's the most mellow, and that transcends in her clothes. Mary is homespuns and wools. I mentioned it in the material haul video that I feel like based on her personality, based on her clothes, she is a character who she does what Winnie tells her to do, but if left to her own devices, I think she would be perfectly happy being a part of the community. I don't know, I could be totally off base there. That being said, when I picked out my fabrics for her skirts, I specifically selected things that I knew would translate. So I picked out this twill homespun. It's got the burgundies, it's got the horizontal striping that I wanted, and it's a twill weave, and so you can actually see it right in there. That's what I wanted, is that twill weave. For the houndstooth layer of her dress, I could not wrap my head around spending as much money as I would have needed to do to make an entire skirt. So here we are with the blanket that I talked about in the fabric haul video. I've cut into it now so that you guys can see how loose this weave is. Okay, the ends of that will fray super easily and give me the tattered bottom that I really want all on its own. I'll put a few stitches in there a little bit higher so that it doesn't completely unravel on me. And then for the burgundy layer, I'm sorry, you're not going to get to see me make it, because I will be using a burgundy skirt out of my personal Ren Fair collection. If ever you have pieces in your collection that work for whatever your project is, by all means, don't replicate it. It's one of those things where if you can manage, if you can muster it on the cheap, have at it. There's no shame in pulling anything from your personal collection. If ever you can pull something either from your personal collection or from a thrift store, by all means, do that. I happen to already own a burgundy skirt that I wear for fairs. The ends of it are already tattered and unhemmed, because when I go to fairs, I typically go the peasant wenchy type route. And so most of my skirts and petticoats for Ren Fair are unhemmed. And so for me, it's the prime opportunity to reuse something that I already have in my collection. And I encourage you guys to do the same if at all ever possible. Okay, soapbox done. Now, on to the assembly. I have cut out 4 sections of skirt panels, 2 for the front, 2 for the back. And I hand cut them so that I could keep the pattern of the plaid identical. So the houndstooth blanket I'm going to cut into 10-inch strips, and that should give me 4 strips, which would be enough to be that houndstooth layer with a little gathering, because this is 60 inches wide and our flannel is 40 inches wide, so math. I've got the center, front, and back seams sewn all the way from the top to the bottom. And then for the side seams, from the bottom to like 10 inches down, as if I was leaving a zipper gap on both side seams. Wow. So, apparently Frosty is going to be a stand-in for Thackeray Binks. Yo. Hey. So we have the skirt assembled. I did a quick roll hem on these openings and then put in the waistband. And I left these open so that I can get twill tape in there. All right, so the ends of the skirt are still raw, and I am going to leave them raw, but I want them to have a jaggedy edge. So to do that, I am taking all of the fabric bunched up like so. And I'm just gonna hack into it. The fact that it's uneven in my hand, I'm hoping it'll look right. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a stitch along the edge of this so that it will keep it from fraying too much. I know it's gonna fray some when I wash it and launder it. I'm okay with that. And I think that that's gonna add to the age aesthetic of the skirt. For the houndstooth strips, I'm going to serge the top end of the strips, and then I'm going to serge the tassel-y sides to each other, so these will end up coming off, and that will keep the top edge from fraying. The bottom edge, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I want a jaggedy finish. I think that that's going to be the best way to do that. Hi, sir. Come here. Come here. You grace me with your presence. I kicked you off the skirt, so now you're mad at me? Let me out. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm going to attach the houndstooth to the inside of the twill. And so it'll end up looking like so. And then there'll be enough of an overlap, so hopefully it reads as two skirts. Hello! I have been graced with His Majesty's presence. Oh, sweet boy. Hello. Hi. You my sweet man? Yeah. Thank you for gracing me with your presence. Choo choo. Okay, I got work. Okay, so we're getting really close to the end of the skirt. It's really, really easy. I just stepped on my tripod. Stepped on? Headbutted. That's the word. Okay. Really, sir? 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 Hello? Hello? Free cat porn. Alright, I've got the houndstooth tube all sewn together, and then I'm just pinning it to the inside of the skirt, kind of as if we were doing a ruffle. It is going to be gathered a little bit, but that is because my houndstooth was 60 wide, my homespun twill flannel, whatever we're calling it, was 45 wide. That will give me a little bit of gather, not enough to be bulky, but enough to be enough that I need to sit here and actually like worry about where these pins are going, if that makes sense. So, like, tiny gathering, not a lot of gathering, enough to be obnoxious. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but I don't like the way that's kind of puckering. So I'm actually going to slip stitch these all, I'm going to cut these stitches all out, and I'm going to attach the houndstooth to a slip instead. And I'll just wear 3 skirts. It is what it is.
20 minutes later.
Okay, I've got the entire houndstooth picked off, and while I was doing so, I was thinking about what I want to use to make the slip. Idealistically, I would use muslin or something really lightweight that's also inexpensive. I've seen a few people using things that are like tulle or organza, things that are really lightweight so that they're not adding bulk as the underskirt or additional heat. I don't love that plan because they're also delicate, which is why I personally would lean towards like a lightweight muslin or cotton lawn or linen, something that's absorbent. However, I know for a fact I don't have any. What I do have is an entire wall of fabric that I have to dip into. So let's go check it out. You can call me. Mess. I know for a fact I don't have anything big enough in my whites, so let's go in the black and gray zone. Can you guys see what's in there? I don't know what's here. 60 wide, 3 yards. This would be big enough, however, it's a knit, and I don't want the skirt to drape. So I think I'm gonna go with this, which is an old bed sheet. It's a full-size bed sheet, fitted, pre-washed. I think that's the route. I've got plenty of fabric here. I am debating, do I want to make it a traditional petticoat, or do I just want to make it as a drawstring skirt? The whole point of making it into a petticoat is so that I can access pockets. Or I could just put pockets in it. Oh, I like that idea. I could just put pockets in it and then do it as a regular skirt, drawstring waisted skirt. Put pockets in it so that way from my petticoat I can access, from the plaid layer then I can access. Okay. I need to make the panels 23 inches long, and then I'm gonna do like a 2-inch waistband. Okay, that's my plan. And I'm gonna use my black serger thread because that's what I have on my machine. Okay, I've got all of the elastic cut off. I've opened up the corners. This section that sticks out from the corner, that's the part that would go under the mattress, right? I'm going to cut that off and make my waistband out of it. And then that part's going to be the skirts to keep that attached to. Okay, I have the top part of my skirt assembled, slip. With all of this gathering, it's actually going to give me the bulk and fullness that I want, so that's good. Pockets inserted so that I can actually be a 21st century human being. And then a hidden drawstring on the inside for adjustability. And now I'm going to go in and add the houndstooth to the bottom of this. And then I'll see you guys in the reveal. Oh, and in case you were wondering, this is all that's left of that bed sheet. All right, I am really happy with the way these three pieces look together. It's exactly the look that I want. It's the exact amount of bulk that I want. I was worried that it was going to be too much bulk, but it actually is perfect. I'm going to be a little warm, but that's beside the point. I was really hoping to get that houndstooth attached to the bottom of the twill. It is what it is. but I actually do prefer it as 3 pieces. I feel like it just looks better, it flows better. It's the way it's intended. So that being said, I will see you guys next week with the next installment of Mary Sanderson. Stay tuned to find out which article of clothing she gets next. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay tuned. Come back next Friday for more fun fabric shenanigans. All right, bye. I smell children. Okay. Ooh, I can't keep my camera in the stand. Okay. Yes. You guys okay? You guys okay? Hocus pocus, I need coffee to focus. Winnie, I smell a child. Look, Winnie, we're young. He's mine. Now to get myself out of my corsets all by myself. She got them in herself. She can get out herself.